Frankie Palomino Jr., Victorville Campus Youth Leader. So welcome back to our series, Look and See. We're engaging in all our senses in order to see things a bit more clearly. Last week we saw Saul, who lost his sense of sight, but then was healed and can see, and his encounter with Jesus changed his life completely. Now that to some degree, we all have a fascination with stories about the exploration of the unknown. Whether you love Marvel, Mission Impossible, or Star Wars, one of my faves, we're all drawn to stories where characters are thrown into unfamiliar worlds, exciting adventures, and new discoveries. Let me talk to you about a personal experience in my life, my story. It goes back when I was in the military. I was about 20 years old. I joined the United States Army. It was the Airborne Corps. At the time, I wasn't airborne yet. So when I got to my first duty station, my sergeant asked me, "Hey, you want to go to the jump school?" I was like, "Sure, why not? Something different." Let me tell you, before I was even in jump school, man, I had a fear of heights, big time. So I was like, "Yeah, I'll try this." So I went to jump school. It was in Fort Benning, Georgia. So I showed up. So a 3-week school. First week, just kind of show you the ropes. Like, "Hey, here's what we're gonna do." Man, they test your fear of heights right then and there. They shot us up to a jump tower in the first week, end of the week. It was about 100 feet or so. Climbed up that tower, and I was like, "Oh, wow." I was like, "I don't think I could do this." I was like, "You know what? I'm here. Let's go with the flow." So they put us on that jump tower. We shoot out, 100 feet. Kind of a little test. It's like a little test flight type deal. It's pretty cool. So after that, second week comes, start learning how to do your jumps. The big test, third week, actually go in the airplane, get ready to jump out of the airplane. Full battle rattle, full Army equipment, everything, parachute. These are what they call static line jumps. So basically the jump was about the highest, I would say 11 to 1,200 feet, lowest about 8 to 900 feet. So first jump, buddy, man, I was getting ready, all suited up, full yada yada, got the weapons, everything going. Get on that bird, we're in the air. I remember we're all locked up, we're all hooked up. Got static line, got a couple of paratroopers, soldiers in front of me. I'm like in about the middle. We're soaring around, bouncing around, got static line ready, getting ready to go. 1,500 feet, going out to about 13, 1,200. Red lights on, saying, "Hey, not to jump." Next thing you know, I'm getting ready to go. Green light, boom! We're about 1,100 feet, 1,000 feet. Soldiers in front of me, I'm moving. Next thing you know, just threw it. Flipping upside down, looking upside. 1,001, 1,002, 1,003, 1,004. Boom! Chute pops open. All right, got my risers. I'm floating. Whoa! Full battle rattle. Everything going on. Looking at all soldiers below me. I'm like, man, this is pretty cool. Next thing you know, I'm landing. I'm about 2 feet, roll over, what they call a PLF, parachute perfect landing fall, something like that. But yeah, I got up, man. I made it. I was like, this is cool, So I loved it, man. I had like 3 more jumps to graduate. Finally graduated. But the moral of the story is, let me end it. It's just, I got over my fear, and basically it was a fear of heights after that jump. So it was something that I learned along that way. So as we go on to adventures are fun, but I think one of the reasons adventure stories stick with us is because how much we, the characters, learn along the way. Our love for adventure is tied to our curiosity. We want to know what's out there, what's still left to discover. This is true for the world we live in and imaginary worlds we can explain through stories. But it's also true when it comes to our faith. When it comes to God, there are a lot of things still left for us to discover. This is exciting, but like most adventures, it can also be a little scary. You might also have questions about God, Jesus, or how your faith impacts your life. You might wonder if and how God could have created the universe, why an all-powerful God would care about you and me, who Jesus really is, or what we're supposed to do, think about, or do with the Bible. Some of you may have friends who have questions, or they come to you for answers because they know you're a Christian. Just like your favorite adventure stories, there are some unknowns involved with the following Jesus. But if you're ready, I hope you engage your curiosity, look, and see what you discover. Okay, I'm going to send it over to Pastor Steve.
Hey guys, Pastor Steve Garcia here. Let's jump into the Bible. We are going to be in Matthew chapter 4 today, verses 18 through 22. 5 simple verses, but there's so much that we can learn from them. I want you to read along with me. It says, "As Jesus was walking beside the Sea of Galilee, he saw 2 brothers, Simon called Peter and his brother Andrew. They were casting a net into the lake, for they were fishermen. 'Come, follow me,' Jesus said, 'and I will send you out to fish for people.' At once they left their nets and followed him. Going on from there, he saw 2 other brothers, James, son of Zebedee, and his brother John. They were in a boat with their father Zebedee, preparing their nets. Jesus called them, and immediately they left the boat and their father and followed him." So if you've been around church for a while, you know that Jesus had 12 disciples. These 12 guys were essentially apprentices that Jesus handpicked. And so he finds them, James and Andrew and Peter and John, and he comes up to them and basically says, hey, I noticed you guys are fishermen. You want to learn something new? You're doing a good job catching fish. If you follow me, I'll teach you how to catch people. This would be the equivalent of somebody coming up to you and saying, I notice you watch a lot of YouTube. If you follow me, I'll teach you how to be the person everyone else is watching on YouTube. Now, if this was some rando who has 3 subscribers to his YouTube channel and the last time he updated content was back in 2012, you probably would say, no thanks, I'm good. But if this was somebody legitimate, somebody who had millions of subscribers, you would look at them and say, okay, this guy or this girl, they know their stuff. They know what they're talking about. You probably would take them up on that offer. That's how it was with Jesus and these disciples. Jesus wasn't some random guy sitting on a park bench feeding pigeons. By this point in time, Jesus was stirring the pot. Massive crowds were coming to hear him preach because he was taking on the man. He was embarrassing the self-proclaimed religious leaders. He was teaching people brand new things they had never heard before. And so if you were a fisherman and you were in a boat doing the same thing day after day, and this same Jesus came up to you and said, hey, if you follow me, I'll teach you how to fish for people, you would take him up on that offer. I grew up in New Jersey, and I went to a really small church that was extremely boring and extremely lame. I only went there because my parents made me go. And our little youth group, our little student ministry was so bad. And I'll never forget, one Sunday morning, they gave an announcement that I couldn't even believe I heard. They said, all right, students, we're going to be going on a trip. We're going to be going to Colorado and going whitewater rafting. Now, I had to do a double take because you have to understand, I really didn't even leave my city. I had never been out of the state. And now I'm hearing about a trip where I got to go on an airplane. I had never flown on an airplane before. Going to a place like Colorado, a place I'd never dream of going, doing something like whitewater rafting, something I had never done. I was like, this is unbelievable. I'll raise money to do this. I'll do the car washes and the pancake breakfast or whatever it is. I was so excited about this. Well, not long after that, my older sister invited me to come out to her youth group. She started attending this different church a couple towns over and asked me if I wanted to come. And my gut reaction was like, no, I don't want to go. I already go to my church. I already know some people there. I don't want to go meet somebody new and be the new guy and all that. But there's something inside my heart that was pulling me toward it. Have you ever felt that before? Where it didn't really quite make sense, but you just sensed there's something pulling you to it. So I reluctantly said yes, and I went with my sister to this other youth group, and I immediately loved it. I loved it. And after it was done, I asked her, is it okay if I come with you next week? She's like, yeah, of course. Well, 1 week turned into 2 weeks. 2 weeks turned into 3. Then it was a month. And before I knew it, I started meeting people. I started making friends. And then the youth leader got up and he said, hey, guys, great news. We're going to be taking a trip this summer. We're going to be going on a mission trip to West Virginia to serve poor people. And as he was talking, I started praying, please don't be the same time as my church's Colorado trip. Please don't be. Please don't be. He goes, here's the dates. They were the exact same dates as the Colorado trip. And I remember I'm an 8th grade kid and I'm in this dilemma. I'm like, I had nothing to do all summer long, 0 plans. Now all of a sudden I have 2 happening at the exact same time. One was with people I was familiar with, doing something I was familiar with, having fun. The other was going on a trip with people I was unfamiliar with, doing something I was totally unfamiliar with, serving the poor. Which one of these 2 trips would you take? When Jesus approached these men, Peter and Andrew, James and John, who were out fishing, he invited them into something new, to leave the familiar behind. And when he put them in this dilemma, they had to make a significant decision. And that was, do I leave something I know to experience something that's new? And what's interesting is how these guys responded. Look again, verse 20, it says, at once they left their nets and followed him. That was Peter and Andrew. James and John, verse 22. Immediately they left their boat and their father and followed him. Their dad was literally in the middle of teaching them the family business. And they're like, sorry, Dad, we're going with Jesus. Isn't that incredible? What they didn't do is ask 1,000 questions. Jesus, what exactly do you mean by catching people? Like, are we going to catch them in a net? Or Are we going to cook them and eat them too? I mean, I've had a fish taco. I've never had a people taco before. Oh, wait. Do you mean catching people like bringing large crowds to us? Wait, are we going to be famous? They didn't ask those questions. They actually just followed him. And now listen, there's nothing wrong with asking questions. There's not a single question you could ask Jesus that is going to throw him off. There's not questions that you can't ask your youth leaders, your youth pastors, in some cases, your parents. There's nothing wrong with asking questions. Just last week, my own son asked me, Dad, why is Christianity claimed to be the only true religion? What about Buddhism? Don't they claim to be true? There's nothing wrong with asking questions, but listen to me, students, listen to me. There comes a certain point in time where you just need to follow and get the questions later. Because the reality is that we could stand on the sidelines and ask 1,000 questions and never actually do anything. But Jesus is inviting you. Come, follow me. Jesus is inviting all of us to learn new things. Jesus is inviting us on an adventure of faith. An adventure of faith even when others mock us. An adventure of faith even when we're terrified. An adventure of faith even when there are things that are unfamiliar. Here's the secret. Most people don't want to learn new things. Most people just want to learn what they already know and just be better at it. And so here I was as an 8th grade kid, and I was in this dilemma. Do I go on this cool Colorado trip or do I go on this West Virginia missions trip? Which one do you think I picked? I picked the West Virginia trip. And I don't know why. That was so not me. But again, I sensed something in my heart pulling me. Looking back now, I see it was Jesus. Because I went on this trip and Jesus changed my life. Because serving people changes your life. I was a selfish, sheltered, shallow, punk 8th grader. And God picked me up and dropped me in the middle of abject poverty in Appalachia. And he blew my box wide open. And it was as if he was whispering in my ear the whole time, Steve, if you just follow me, I'm going to show you that this is going to blow whitewater rafting out of the water. And it did. But there comes a point in time where you have to say, Jesus, I follow you. For the disciples, Peter, Andrew, James, and John, in this passage here, they went on to follow Jesus. And the only thing they experienced were things like Jesus literally raising people from the dead, Jesus embarrassing the most smartest guys in the room, or at least the ones who claim to be the smartest guys in the room, demons running for cover as soon as Jesus walked in the room, seeing Jesus die and then raising back to life. And then after Jesus rose back to life, he did the unthinkable. He came up to these same disciples and handed them the keys to the kingdom and said, okay, now it's your turn. Now it's your job. You guys are going to go and make disciples. I'm going to leave my spirit here to help you. It's all on you now. And he floated up in the clouds to heaven. And these disciples, these laborers and former fishermen, lit the world on fire because they chose to step out of the familiar and they chose to follow Jesus. Even when they didn't have all their questions answered, they followed him. My question to you, students, is have you truly ever said to Jesus, I'm going to follow you now? I might not have every single question answered, but I just sense you're calling me, you're pulling me. And Jesus wants to teach you new things. He wants to teach us all new things. He wants to open our eyes, take us to new places, and show us what kind of eternal impact we could have, but we got to follow him. Have you ever just said to Jesus, I want you to be the king over my life. I want to follow you. I give you my life. If you've never, ever placed your faith in Jesus, I want to help you do that right now. Here at Sunrise, we say it's as simple as ABC. A, admit. B, believe. C, commit. A, admit. Admit your sins to God. God, I have a lot of sin in my life. It makes me feel guilty. It makes me feel ashamed. But I'm confessing these to you now. B, believe. I believe you died in my place and that you will forgive me and make me a child of God. And C, commit. I want to walk with you now. I give you my life. Today, I choose to leave my fisherman nets behind and follow you. If you've never made that commitment, I want to help you do that right now. How about you pray with me? I'll give you some words. You could repeat them back as you pray, but you got to believe them in faith. So let's pray together, shall we? Repeat after me. Jesus, today I choose to follow you. Repeat that out loud. Jesus, today I choose to follow you. I admit that I've sinned against you. But I believe you died for me. I believe you forgive me. And so I ask you to do that right now. Help me to follow you for the rest of my life. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Students, if you prayed that prayer today for the first time, I want to challenge you. Tell one of your youth leaders by the end of today. Don't sit on that. This is exciting. You're starting your adventure. And for everybody else, let's keep going after Jesus. He's inviting us all to learn new things, and it is an adventure to follow him. Thanks for letting me hang out with you. And now, you know what time it is. Game time!
All right, it is game time, and I've got my friends
Angela.
and
John.
we're going to play a game called Summer Games Trivia. You know, the Olympics are happening this summer. The 2020 Olympics are happening this summer.
You know what it is? It's summertime.
Yes, it is. Get jiggy with it. So we're gonna play this trivia game, and we're gonna go ahead and look at the first question. We're gonna skip that part. Okay.
When and where were the first summer games held?
Were they in 1896 in Greece? Was it France 1924, Hawaii 1941, or Alaska 1959?
When do we answer?
What do you think?
Oh, it's definitely Greece.
Greece?
I was going to say Greece.
I'm gonna.
But it could be France because they make French fries and those are greasy.
I want to say Greece as well. I feel like the first one is a gimme. It's got to be. We're all gonna go
Can't
with
be
one.
Tokyo.
Greece. Let's see. It is Greece. We
Greece.
each got 1,000 points. Keep track of your points.
Get it?
All right.
Greek.
Question number 2. Who holds the record for the most medals in the Summer Games? Michael Jordan, Michael Phelps, Michael J. Fox, or Michael Scott?
Who's Michael Scott?
Dunder Mifflin Paper Company from The Office.
Okay.
They did have an Olympics on there, but it was not
There's
this
only
Olympics.
2 guys that were actually Olympians. It's probably not hard to figure this out.
Yes. The answer, what do you say?
It's just a dude, Michael, of course. Phelps.
And you're saying Michael
Number
Phelps.
2.
I'm saying Michael Phelps as well for another 1,000 points. Michael Phelps is the right answer. Good job. All right, we all got 2,000 points. Okay.
You know what it is in France? Miguel Philippian. Sorry, go ahead.
What city is the host location for the Summer Games in 2021? London, England, Omaha, Nebraska,
Wow, that's
Tokyo, Japan, or Madrid, Spain?
I think Omaha's an Olympic hotbed.
It's a hotbed for
I
something.
actually don't know this. Hey,
I
Siri.
don't know where it is.
Okay.
No.
What do you say it is? Angela, you have to make it. Come on. 3, 2,
4.
1. 4. She says Madrid, Spain. John?
Origamo, Toyo.
Tokyo,
That's what I was
Japan.
going to go with.
All right, so we've got 4,000. You've got 3,000. Let's go to the next question. Which country has won the most overall medals in the Summer Games? Is it Germany, Japan, Norway, or the United States?
Pretty sure it's not Norway.
Germany.
Norway actually has the most winter medals
Yeah. It does have the most?
of all time.
I gotta go USA,
or
but I
4?
really feel like maybe Germany, but I'm gonna go USA.
Okay, you're going U.S. You're
I'll say
saying
Germany.
and I'm saying Germany as well.
We all have track stars.
The answer is, John pulls ahead
John,
with
okay.
5,000, 4,000, 3,000.
Go babies.
All right.
United States rocks.
Gold medals are required to be made from at least 92.5% of what metal?
Oh,
Is it gold,
my
silver,
gosh.
bronze, or copper?
that's so good. 92%. It seems so obvious, but yet
The
not.
gold medal is made out of 92.5% of gold, silver, bronze, or copper.
Dang, they gyps them and just.
I'm gonna eliminate gold only because if they had a real gold medal around their neck of that size, most of them would be like
Heavy.
pulled over.
What do you think it is?
What is it gonna be instead?
I'm going with either bronze or silver. So,
You can also look here as the questions.
Oh,
oh,
thanks.
thanks.
I'm gonna get stiff.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Getting Pharisee.
Bronze.
Bronze.
I'm gonna go copper just to be different.
I'm going to go bronze as well. The answer is
Silver. Dang, that's what I was going to go with.
Nobody gets it
then.
right. We're all stuck still 5, 4, 3. All right. How many times have the Summer Games been held in the United States? Never, once, twice, or 4 times?
I really don't know.
I know of
these
at least
games.
2. I'm trying to think if there's more. So I'm helping you guys out there. Because it's at least was in
Damn
Atlanta.
it.
In LA. I'm trying to
Damn
think if
it.
there's more.
Don't give away
I'm
anything.
not giving away anything. I'm just saying. It
Well,
could-
you're
could be
eliminating
more.
2 of them.
Not for Angie. She doesn't know.
That's what I'm
gonna
saying.
say do.
What do you say?
I can't think if there was a fourth.
Never, once, twice, or four.
Well, you
There's
only
only
can pick
Placid.
Wait, are you
twice
saying
or four
answer
times.
number 2, or are you saying twice?
Twice.
I'm
So,
go,
it's
I'm gonna go
three, sorry,
because
three.
I can't think of the third.
I'm going to say 4 times.
Shoot.
Although I think Lake Placid would have been winner.
No, that was winner.
So
Lake Placid
it
was
was
winner.
L.A.,
LA and
They
Atlanta.
know all
Atlanta. It
this.
might be twice.
I don't.
Yeah, I can't
I'm going to
think of
say
that
4, though. 4!
But
Oh!
you can't even name the third or fourth.
I can't.
I can't
Wow,
name
so
any
you
of
did.
them.
I can't think.
I can't remember.
That's okay.
All right, so
job.
5, 5, 3. Ange,
Dang.
you got to work here.
Falling behind.
When was the last time the Winter and Summer Games were held in the same year?
Hmm.
1992, never. 1492, 2001.
1492 is awful tempting.
Columbus
Same
was
year.
on that team.
I'm going to say 92. And I
Which
can't
one?
say why.
Which one?
1492 or 1992?
1992, and I have a reason, but I want to say it because it might give you guys
All right,
hope.
Ange?
I say 2001 just because that's
Here,
when
don't
I
shake-
was
don't shake
actually
the table.
alive.
When you're still alive.
When was the last? Well, 2001 doesn't make sense to me because it's always an even year.
Wait a minute.
Oh, okay,
Wait
so
a
then
minute.
I
Table,
will.
you already chose.
I will take
I'm
my
wrong.
answer back.
No, I think it is. Oh, no. My answer now stinks. Okay, go
It's
ahead.
gonna
sorry.
stay with 2000.
So you're saying 1992.
but,
You're saying 2001.
Now I know I'm wrong about the reason.
And I'm going to say
3,
I'm gonna
2,
say never.
1.
Never. No, it was
92.
He was right.
I was thinking because of 9/11, but wasn't that 01?
that was 2000.
It
Because
was 01.
1999,
It was 01.
it happened in
It was
2000.
01. It was 01. It was either 2001 or 91, but it was 01.
9/11.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
So my thinking that actually it was, I thought it was 91. So I was like, well, the reason they went to the gold because, but that's not true.
Yeah.
So, but anyway.
All right. Next question.
I was right though.
Wait.
5
Even though I
minutes
was-
You got that
delay.
right. So you got
Yes.
6,000, 5,000.
I wasn't right for the right
3,000.
reason, but I was right.
All right. What city were the Summer Games held in 2016? Sochi, Russia, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, Nashville, Tennessee, or London, England?
16. It's either Russia or Brazil.
3,
I'm gonna
2,
say-
1.
Russia.
Brazil.
I'm saying Russia as well.
Dang,
Oh,
John
no,
is
John.
winning.
John at 7,000. 7,000?
Yes.
Yes.
I
I
knew
got
it wasn't
5.
Nashville. But it
And
wasn't-
somebody
Same.
else has 3. All right. What was the name of the USA men's basketball team's nickname at the 92 Summer Games? Was it the Fab Five, the Avengers, the Dream Team, or Air Jordans?
Dream Team.
Dream Team. All right.
4,000.
6 and 8,000. All right. Which city is hosting the Summer Games in 2024? Is it Paris, France, Los Angeles, California, Sydney, Australia, or Beijing, China?
California.
So technically they're asking for the city.
Oh,
I'm gonna say
Los Angeles.
I'm going with Los Angeles also.
Is it?
Oh wait, 24? Oh, that's the next one, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, it's not Los Angeles. It is. Oh, I don't know which one it is though. China's already done it.
I'm saying Sydney.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Australia also because
Paris. Nobody got it right.
We're all wrong.
I should have
All
done
right.
that just to be contrarian.
Okay.
Contrary.
Yeah,
Now-
LA is getting them, but it's like 28 or 32 or something. It's in a while. Yeah.
So instead of
Okay.
it being tiebreaker, it's gonna be deal breaker.
Deal breaker.
5,000 points. I can win
8,000?
still.
6,000, 5,000. How many medals did the United States win at the first Summer Games
Give
in
up.
1896?
Oh, they don't give us.
Choose your answer.
We have to choose. We
Yeah.
don't. We don't have.
Nope.
4.
I'm gonna say 0.
Whoever's closest wins the whole thing. The previous points were
Scratched.
I'm
scratched.
gonna say 0.
You're gonna say
I
0?
don't think they
Is
participated.
it 4?
I wanted to say 0 as well. You're saying 4, so I'm actually
Is
gonna.
it closest?
It's whoever's closest.
Okay. Then you should go with either
5.
1 or 5.
I'm gonna say
4.
1.
You gotta
3.
go 1 or 5.
20.
I was closest. I won.
The points are irrelevant. How did you do? Let us know in
I
the
won.
chat. How many thousands of points did you get? And did you get 20? I didn't even know the United States played in 1892.
No, United States.
I didn't even know you could get that many medals.
I just.
We were a nation.
I couldn't remember
I
though.
just didn't know.
And that was Greece. I
didn't
should
even
have
know
known.
you could
Greece,
get
of
that
course we
many.
went.
Well, thanks for playing Summer Trivia Games, or Summer Games Trivia.
Summer trivia.
I'm going to send it back to my friend Eric Wade. Take it away, Wade.
Hey, what's going on, students? So I remember one time when I was in Bible college, I learned something very huge about God's character. I was going through some stuff. I was in a dark place, and I was just questioning God on a lot of things. I was asking him, like, God, why am I being treated this way? Why are you acting this way towards me? Why am I not happy? I'm going to Bible college. I'm learning about you. I'm studying. I'm trying to do the best I can to serve you. Why are things just aren't working out for me? Or why am I in this position? And I remember very clearly the Holy Spirit speaking to me. He said this, because God's more concerned about your holiness than your happiness. And even though I portrayed it as something that was going on, that because I was doing what I thought God wanted me to do, I should be rewarded in the way that I thought I should be rewarded, that wasn't the right attitude for me to have. In fact, God was allowing me to go through some things so that I would become more like him in his character, because God is more concerned about my holiness and my Christ-likeness than he is my happiness. And now I know we all know that there's a lot more facts to learn about God, and I know there's a lot more that we can learn from Jesus, but Jesus does teach us so much more than just the facts about God. In fact, he teaches us exactly what God is like. And if you've ever felt like you know most about what there is to know about your faith, I want to challenge you to continue asking questions like, what more could I learn? What more could I do? What more could I be like? Because it's one thing to know facts, but it's another thing to know facts, apply it, and continue to grow in those facts, all right? It's not just about gaining more knowledge about God, although that will come with time. The more that you practice these things, the more you're going to learn about God, but it's all about leaning into who God is, and that's the adventure that's never ending. Okay, we could try to gain knowledge about God, but when we come to the knowledge of who God is, we will continually go deeper and deeper and deeper, and that's what God calls us to do. But in order to do that, we need a plan. We have to have a plan. So anyone that sets out on this grand adventure of learning more about God and learning more about who he is each and every day has to have a plan. And so this is what do we do? How do we do this? How do we learn more about who God is? How do we search out the answers to our questions? How do we share what we learn with others? These are things we need to figure out. And if you want to continue learning more about God, the God who created you and who he is, there are 6 questions that I want to challenge you to answer, all right? And here they are. Number 1, what? What do you want to learn? Is there a big question, or maybe a few questions that maybe we talked about earlier this evening or today? Are there questions that you want to explore on a deeper level? Is there a book of the Bible that you're very interested in and you want to dig in deep and get to the roots of what that book was written, why it was written, to who it was written, and what the purpose is, and how we can learn from it today? Is there a topic within Christianity or within a theology that you want to know more about and you want to dig deeper into that? What do you want to learn? Another question is how? How are you going to keep learning and growing in your walk with Christ? This is something we have to do each and every day. So how are you going to continue to do that? What action steps do you need to take right now, starting right now? How will you spend time with God? What is that going to look like? Do you enjoy journaling or maybe drawing or listening to music? Maybe after you read scriptures, you create or draw or write or play something in order to solidify what you learned and to be able to get a better grasp on it. Maybe you love nature and you want to go for a walk or a run outside and talk to God on what you're learning about. Another question is when? When is a good time for you to set aside time to be with God? The morning's a great time to start your day off right and right on track, and that way you could think about everything that you've read that morning. But maybe you're not a morning person. I'm not a morning person. I can't wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and do that. That's not going to happen. But what I do is when I get to my office, then later morning I get into the Word. Some people are night owls. Some people don't really come to until it's 10, 11 o'clock at night. If that's when you're most alert, that's when you're most awake, and that's when you're going to retain the most, then choose that time. Whatever time works for you. There's no perfect timing. There's no exact timing. But the important thing is that we set aside the time, whether morning, noon, or night, to spend time with the Lord. Where is a question, okay? Have a specific location in mind that can help you be more consistent in creating your habits and spending time with God, okay? Where do you plan to go to read or to learn or to pray, okay? I have my office, all right? Some people might have the library. Some people might have their room. Some people might have their backyard, or there's this a certain nature spot that they want to go to. Some people might have a different area, wherever it is. Maybe choose a place that's going to be consistent for you so that you can create the environment that you need to in order to spend time with God, okay? Another question is why? Why are you doing this? Look back at your what, and you may have to define a goal about what you're wanting to learn. Look back on what you're wanting to learn. Okay, this is what I want to learn, but then your what is going to reflect your why. Does your why in your goals match the what of your goals, and can they accomplish the same thing? does your what, I want to grow deeper in the Lord. Well, why? Because I want to be more like him. Those two connect. Okay, so your why has to match your what. All right. And finally, the last question is this: who? Who else can you learn with? Okay, who can you share what you're learning with? And is there something you love who doesn't know Jesus yet? Is there somebody in your life who doesn't know Jesus yet who can benefit from hearing exactly what you're learning? So we got to answer the who, what, when, where's, why's, and how's in walking with God in order to create a habit, a solid habit that will continue us on this great adventure of knowing God and more of what he's like. So whatever it is you guys want to learn, don't give up. Don't give up on whatever it is you want to learn. Go deeper. We can all get distracted from time to time, and that's going to happen, and that's okay. But when you get distracted, the important thing is that you get up, you don't get frustrated. You say, okay, tomorrow's a new day, and you pick up where you left off, and you go strong the next day and keep going on and going on and going on, all right? If you miss a day, okay, that happens. But don't let that one day become a week, become a month, become 6 months, become a year, and so on, all right? So this week, I want you to choose to figure out what you're going to learn, to figure out why you're going to learn, to figure out how and when and where you're going to learn, and take all that and learn from the greatest teacher that we have, and that's Jesus. Because Jesus teaches us new things each and every day as we devote the time and the attention to learn about and from him. And there is so much more to learn. So I hope that helps you. I hope that encourages you. Can't wait to hear what you guys are learning this week and future weeks. I'm going to kick it back to the host, and we'll see you soon.
Hey, we are so... All right. Well, hey, thank you for joining us. Some of you, I think, jumped over from Instagram because we couldn't get our Instagram going tonight, but we're really glad to see you all here on YouTube. And two things. One, right now very shortly, we're going to have our small group. You are welcome to join us. That right there on the screen is our link, bit.ly/SS small group. So there's 3 S's. You want to jump in a small group tonight? We'd love to have you in there. Alex and Lily are ready for you. They're waiting for you. They would love to have you join in on that. And the second thing is not this weekend, but next weekend is campus. We're having camp on our Rialto campus. There we go. We're having camp on our Rialto campus Friday night. Starts 5:30. Check in. We're going to have worship. We're going to have messages that are going to challenge you. We're going to have games. We're going to have competitions. We're going to have food. We're going to have snacks. We're staying the night Friday night at the Rialto campus. And then all day Saturday we'll be there. We've got crazy games. Bubble soccer. I don't know if you ever watched bubble soccer or played bubble soccer, but the big bubbles that go around you and you basically bang into each other. Check out some of the stuff on our Instagram page at Sunrise Student CA. It is a blast. We're going to have these like 6 foot, 7 foot earth balls. We're going to have water war. I mean, there's a ton of stuff going on. The cafe is going to be open. You are absolutely going to love it. It's going to be a blast. And it's only $30. $30. So get your phone, hold it up right now to the screen. You see the QR code right there. Use that or have your parents do that and get that, and then a little pop-up will come up. The question was, when are we leaving on Saturday? We'll be done at 8 o'clock on Saturday evening. And then we'll come back to our own campuses, whatever campus you attend. Sunday morning at the 11 o'clock service will be kind of our wrap-up to our camp. All right, we're not going to stay the night Saturday night. We'll be back Sunday morning during the 11 o'clock service. We'll have a highlight video and all sorts of fun stuff, some giveaways, and it's going to be a blast. Would love to have you join us. All right, now get back on over there. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. Get over into your small group, guys, and we will catch you on the flip side.